Hey, I'm Sammy, and this is Glitchless Chaos. This is all about where I'm raising kids, loving my neurodivergent husband, building a business, writing books, and keeping life interesting. If you feel like you're balancing it all too, then you came to the right place. Let's get into it. Okay, so today we're talking about something I'd like to call, it's something funny, and it's called Your Brain's on Loud. I know that sounds very strange, but it's the exact same thing as saying you have a bunch of tabs open in your head. It's literally that. It is when your brain is constantly going and doesn't it doesn't be quiet. You remember things that you need to do, or you forgot, or you remember things from like 5 to 6 years ago at random. I don't like when that happens. I'm always like, oh, hey, remember that? I hate when that happens. And, it's always at the weirdest times. Always. Yeah. It never happens when you need it to happen, like when you want to like remember something important. Never happens at that moment. Never. So, I call it brains on loud. And sometimes, those thoughts show up at the funniest times or at the most awkward times. It can be when you're trying to like focus on work or focus on cooking or, just focus on something in general. And your brain's like, hey, remember when you said this back in 2011 or 2012? And you just start laughing at random, and then your best friend looks at you and you're like, what is funny? And then you have to explain the situation, and it ends up not being funny to them, and then you're still laughing because you remember it's horrible, you remember the whole situation, and it just becomes awkward. Oh, so bad. Or you should start a whole new book. Happens every time when I'm writing. I could be in so deep inside a book that I'm writing, like character plot, this person is fighting this person, or this person is falling in love with this person. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, pop goes the weasel on a whole new book idea. And it's like, oh, wait, I got to pause on this book, push to the side. I need to come up with this name, story plot, how many chapters, what the person looks like. I have to have that whole thing before I can go back and finish my book. Happens so many times. Or I have to rearrange my house at random. I'm like, I think my TV would look better on this wall, or my couch would look good on this wall. And I have a small house. So my husband gets so mad at me when I want to do that. And it's horrible. So bad. And that happens more often than you think. And you're just sitting there like, really brain, can we just not today? It's always at the most random, funniest, or awkward times. And when I'm talking about awkward times, I'm not great at funerals. Not at all. My step grandmother passed away it was actually a year ago. And me and my step cousins were actually out in the waiting area while everybody was saying their goodbyes, cracking jokes, because I'm not good at funerals. I'm awkward. I don't like it when people are sad. I don't like it when, when everything is just very down and gloomy. And I was cracking jokes, and I was making my cousins laugh. And my dad knows how awkward I am. And he just my stepdad looked at me and goes, Mika, stop. And I just I'm sorry. I'm very awkward at funerals. I can help it. So yes. And it always happens, again, at the most awkward times. But, here's the thing. I brain out loud some pretty cool ideas. Hence book ideas. I mean, the craziest, coolest ideas. Creativity, problem solving, building systems. Mine, 9 times out of 10, I can build this system, organize that system, color code that system, and create 5 different ways on how to keep it organized, color coded, and all the fun, all that fun jargon with it. And people just it's people just don't see that. And people that fight against it are doing themselves a disservice. Me, learning to fight, if I was fighting against my brain, it's draining. That in itself is just draining. It can be. And, if some people would learn to work with their brain being so unique as it is, or being loud as it is, that in itself can be powerful. I've seen one of my clients through my business. She's amazing. The best, most amazing person. I love following her. I love talking to her. I love picking her brain on things. And, she's amazing. And she listened to her brain. She opened a business and she's doing phenomenal in her business. I'm doing the same. I started a podcast, started books, started writing a book, and opened a business. I'm doing 3 different things while being a mom. And if I didn't listen to my brain and work with my brain instead of against it, then I wouldn't be where I am today. So, working against your brain is more draining than working with it, but you also have to learn to work with it. So I strongly advise people to start small. If your brain's like screaming at you to do that specific thing, I'm not saying go out and let the intrusive thought win. No, don't do that. I'm saying the creative thoughts. If you're wanting to paint something and you're a good artist, paint it, do it, be that, that creative side of you. If you have a business idea, talk to somebody that's been in that corporate space. Go find that person that can mentor you with your business. Don't give away your business plan, but that can mentor, find you a mentor. Find that person, and don't work against it. Instead, turn it into your superpower. That's what I'm trying to say. Turn it into your superpower. So, if your brain never really shuts off, you are definitely 100% not alone. There are more of us than you think. And walking around giggling at yourself, I do that all the time. Walking around giggling at yourself, super common. And honestly, it makes life and the world around you so much more interesting. It's crazy. My middle child, for instance, we are learning to help him filter what he says. But man, when we're at home, that kid's filter, non-existent. He says the first thing that comes to mind. 9 times out of 10, it is the most funniest thing in the world. And then it's always that, one time I'm like, bro, that was a little harsh. No. But, that's life. And his mind is awesome. He has wrote his own book. So, and I want to take that to the next level for him. I want to have even if I don't become the world's best-selling author, which, I don't expect that for myself. If he does, amazing. Because the way his brain works for his book, so excited. I'm more excited wanting to work on his book than I am my own. But that's also the mom in me. So that's also mom in me. Whew. Okay. I know that was a lot. I know I giggled a lot, but your brain being on loud is fun. It's silly. It can be powerful and it can be amazing, and my brain is always like that. This morning, I woke up, I had 4 different ideas for books, and I wrote them down, but I also told myself I would not start another concept, like the outline or anything like that, until I finished, my series. So I promised myself that. And if I don't do that, then I'm not letting anybody else down but myself. So I'm holding myself true to that. And, I'm remembering things from when they were little, from when I was younger, from when me and my husband, my emotional support husband, first got together. And It's just funny. Also remembering the funeral incident, and I know that's not hilarious, but again, I am not the best person to take to funerals. Now, if you're wanting like to get you out of awkward situations, 100% your girl. 100%. Just don't take me to funerals if you want to be sad. I'm great to feed you afterwards, not to be there, because I'm just very, or my husband now does it, or actually my middle son does it now. I'll randomly, so how's everybody's day? Even if we're at a funeral. I'm horrible. Gosh, I'm so awkward. I know. Okay, compose yourself, Sam. Okay. All right. So if you really enjoyed being with me today, don't forget to follow the podcast. And honestly, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. And really, follow the podcast. I also have a YouTube, so if you want to follow me on YouTube and see my face and see my weird little quirks, you can follow me there too. Whew. All right. Enough. I'm Sammy, and this is Glitchless Chaos, where I catch a rail. And remember, I love you. See you next time.